Hi guys, and it's Sunday. It's July 16th, 2023. I can't believe it. I've been in GameStop for like 2.5 years. Feels amazing. But I want to talk to you guys about why I'm invested in GameStop and why I see all the distractions out there. And you know what? People are going to buy whatever they want to buy. People are going to lose their money the way they want to lose it. But I want to tell you what it was for GameStop for me, what it is today, and what it is moving forward. You know, GameStop, when it first started, why it was so intriguing to me was because it was a relatively small float. And I saw it being manipulated to a point, but more so, I wanted to know what was behind it all. Like when Roaring Kitty's making videos telling you fundamentally it's not listed properly, you know, they're not actually giving it the correct evaluation. Like, okay, let me go check it out. Let me go read the balance sheet the best way I can. And then I saw what could happen, what will happen. I saw Ryan Cohen and his whole board of directors and his team and his leadership. And I didn't know all the things that they were doing initially, but sure enough, over time, over the last 2.5 years, I've managed to really get a good grip on what this company is. So I'm a huge supporter of GameStop. I really am. People ask me all the time. I saw all the comments in my videos today. Marantz, why don't you ever talk about GameStop? You're only talking about Mullen. You only talk about Bed Bath & Beyond and AMC and everything else. No, those are just the things that are distracting to a point, but I'm not invested in those things. I'm just bringing to light what is market manipulation and or stock manipulation. And that's from within. And I've educated myself on private equity, bankruptcies, leverage buyouts, everything I can grasp moving forward. I'm infinitely more educated on the stock market today than I was 2.5 years ago. But I thank GameStop for that. I thank GameStop for a lot of things, but I'll tell you what else GameStop is. When I looked at it initially, that float was small and it could be manipulated and it could be triggered the way it was, but it was a small float at the time. And DRS wasn't even the issue and people weren't really hoarding and diamond handing. They were literally trying to trade it and get 400 a share, 500 a share. And or if you saw Houston Wade's videos and his interviews, he was telling you 100,000 a share, a couple of million a share. So there I was, getting all the information I could and seeing who I could believe and what I couldn't believe. Then I saw individuals over the pond like Jamie and his brother, and they were talking about GameStop. And then I saw Uncle Bruce talking about GameStop. And then I saw every Tom, Dick, and Harry talking about GameStop. But then that all went silent. It went silent about 2 years ago, and then there I was looking around, and all I saw was AMC. And AMC was just this big, glaring ball of what? Private equity leveraging the public and their dollar. And I didn't believe it. I was like, there's no way this could be happening the way I'm saying it. But once I saw Ape come out on the scene and I started reading the fine line and I said, oh my God, this is really happening. I started holding Spaces calls. I started making videos. I started telling everybody, this is what it's going to be. You can't save them all. I saved a couple of people, but you can't save them all. So knowing what we know now, we know that we were on the right path with that. So second time around, here we go. And it's Bed Bath & Beyond. And I'm just blown away. I'm like, everyone tells me that they support Ryan Cohen. They love GameStop. They hold both, whatever it may be. It's like, well, then why aren't you buying the thing Ryan Cohen is leading? He's literally in GameStop. He is literally the main man in charge. Why would you not buy that? Why would you buy something that might be the rumor? It makes no sense to me. So I'm like, okay, I don't get it. You want to date the hot girl, but you're going to date her ugly third cousin. I mean, that's the way it came out when I'm looking at GameStop versus Bed Bath & Beyond. So I go do my homework on Bed Bath & Beyond. I see a small float. I see a company not being run the right way. And then I see an infinite float, all the way up to 700 something million shares diluted overnight. Just taking it from the public, just every filing, everything, just everything that you don't think could happen, they were filing and it was happening in real time. And while that's all happening, AMC's falling to pieces, HYMC's falling to pieces, every other stock, TLP is going crazy. I'm looking at this whole market. I'm just saying, wow, look at all this. And then you look at GameStop and they're not doing anything. And people forget that GameStop's a sleeping giant over here. Yeah, they had a profit Q4. Yes, they've tightened up their balance sheet. The SG&A's at an all-time low. And they're making more dollars per store than ever before. They're literally doing great. And I'm just like, okay, this is awesome. What else? Where else can it go? But it takes real time. It takes 6 months. It takes a quarter. It takes whatever it may be. So a net profit or a net loss of $1 million over the last 6 months. And people would think, oh, GameStop's nothing. It's done. No way. GameStop has great leadership, guys. Gaming is forever. A gamer is born every day. And that's why I'm still here. That's why I love it. I love the industry. I buy games all the time. I go to GameStop all the time. I seldom go to the movies. I encourage you guys to go watch The Sound of Freedom. I don't care if it's at AMC. I don't care if it's at Regal. I support the movie. But there's a writer's strike. There's an actor's strike. It's everything. That industry is on it's on thin ice. So then we come over to retail and we look at retail and you tell yourself, category killer retail is dying out over the last 6 years, I can't even tell you how many bankrupt companies have come onto the scene, retail-wise. And there's so many, and then you see everyone just vulture capitalism, picking them apart, carving out the assets and taking them for what they are. And now we're sitting here and people are trying to tell you there's supposed to be some debate over what we should be invested in or what we should be educating ourselves on. I don't care what you guys buy. I don't. I'm happy for you no matter what you buy. If you made a return and it works out for you, I'm cheering for you, the investor. Unfortunately, the company doesn't know you own it. And that's for any stock. Ryan has no idea that I own GameStop. Well, he does. I know he probably watches the videos, but I'll tell you. I support GameStop because it's fundamentally, it stands for something. You see that red, white, and blue? There's nothing more American than GameStop. Honest to God. People go to that store. People shop there. People do not shop at Bed Bath & Beyond. Their sales were down almost 40%. The registries were down 30%. Go look at it. Go look at all the details, guys. I'm giving you the stats because I read them. Then I also know exactly what they don't have. They don't have any inventory. They don't have buildings to sell. They have leases. They sold the properties. They destroyed their company from within. So that's the DD that we brought up. That's the DD that we've drawn down, and you guys can follow the dots, connect the dots. And if you only watch one video, the unfortunate part, you won't get the whole cusp of it all. You won't get the grip of what we're saying. And that's, in totality, you're probably going to lose all your money because you guys want to think about what could happen instead of what it's not about what's possible, it's what's probable. That's how you invest. And unfortunately, you guys are about to lose a lot of money within the next 48 hours. I'm sorry about it, guys. I really am. Bed Bath & Beyond, I'm sorry for what's about to happen to you. GameStop is where I'm at. GameStop is what I'll always support. GameStop doesn't have private equity tied into it. GameStop doesn't have an infinite amount of debt that it can't service. AMC, you'll never win. You'll find that out really soon. Carvana, $8 billion in debt, and you've never had a profitable year, ever. You've never made a profit annually at Carvana, ever. $8 billion in debt. So now we look at Bed Bath & Beyond, and they're 2 days, 3 days away, essentially, from their bankruptcy ending. And then what? Maybe an extension or two. Can't go longer than 30 days into August. There's nothing left. Now we look at investments like Mullen Automotive. On a Sunday evening, I have to hear Mullen Automotive could be the next Tesla. And it's quite laughable because it won't be the next Tesla today. They don't have the infrastructure. They don't have the employees. They don't have the footprint. They don't have it. They don't have anything. They don't have the leadership. There's a far cry from what David Mitchery is and from what Elon Musk is. And you are who you surround yourself with. So I would never invest in that company. I'm always going to tell you the truth, guys. I'm never going to sugarcoat it. But for anyone to imply that I'm a shill or that I short a company or that I do any of the above, you haven't been here long enough. You haven't seen the 1,600 videos that exist. You have not watched Connecting the Dots, and you don't know why I'm here. I'm here because I want to remind you of what's great in life. GameStop. Can't stop, won't stop, GameStop. It's what I buy. You do your best. Peace.